What's up, y'all?
This duo that's kind of scrambling here at Slurpee Swamp. And as long as Malibuca keeps rebooting, he will continue to be a target for everyone else in the area.
You can see Chat Flexi close by. These are both duos that were looking incredibly strong to kick this tournament off in the top 3, qualifying range that Elite Series Championship land, but now they've been falling short in these recent matches. They're still just even a few eliminations or a decent placement away from getting top 3, but any devastating placement
Yo.
deciding factor of whether they qual or not. Chat Flexi, knowing this, capitalizing on any elimination opportunity possible, as Pixovsky might be on the receiving end here.
Got to feel for Pixovsky also, because he's trying to create some space here, but he's leaving behind every single one of these crash pads, so it's all too easy for Chap to just follow right after. But that's all he had, was crash pads essentially. He didn't have a chance to really look back, try and shoot them out. Chat Flexi were determined to get that elimination. Pablo, Gino, similar kind of mentality here. They want to look for a fight. They want to get a little bit scrappy, but you see it's Darm, it's Beamish, better just fall back, get a little bit more positional favoritism, and then maybe look to re-engage. Sharkantini, though, playing deep outskirts of Boom and Base now. They saw what Asa and Podesa were getting up to early on. 7 eliminations is a massive amount of points to secure by only the 4th zone Takata.
Yeah, I mean, 16 duos left. The placement starts kicking in at top 12, so not even too close to that yet. And they've already kicked things off incredibly strong. There's Beamish and Darm choosing to kind of just solidify a good position. Not as worried about eliminations, but they've still got a ways to go for that top 3. They're going to need a big match. And it looks like they're setting themselves up for it.
It's been difficult, though. I mean, even for some of these teams that we know what they're capable of doing in terms of fighting power, but Quebec Midro might have stumbled upon the wrong duo this early. Doesn't seem like they're all that interested in fighting Darm and Beamish just yet. Darkos and Minori, though, are one of our teams just outside that top 3 in that 4th place position on the leaderboard. They have had so much success playing off the south side of Steamy Stacks. But for Vico and Malibuca, they don't have any time to relax. They're just going to have to go all in right now up against Chap and Flixie. This would be so detrimental to Chap and Flixie's game if they're eliminated right here, right now. But Vico, Malibuca do the confirmation, but Malibuca, same time, same story. Fragger here. Who's going to come out on top? But it's Chap, who's just a little bit less healthy here than Vico. So many builds, and Vico think better of it. He doesn't want to take the risk just yet. That's going to be one more lifeline extended towards Malibuca and Flixie. But Vico, he's looking to re-aggress already onto Flixie. Chap just holding him at bay.
Vico's hungry, you can tell. He's starving. He wants more of these eliminations. Nasty. Lusha. Doesn't look like a full commit from these duos, more a back and forth.
I mean,
As not too many Elos are on the board, edge of the zone here now. Have to figure out a rotate in. And Storm and Beamish, as we were alluding to earlier, are not putting themselves in any risky situation here, as the zone has pulled and the closer to the Steamy Stacks.
And this could be exactly what Kira and Bing have been hoping for all day long, knowing that the competition's all going to have to come directly to them. They have opted to just face up, relatively high position. They'll have a really good idea of where the flow of this lobby is going to be primarily coming from. And Sky Scroll directly underneath the Steamy Stacks Tower. Darkos and Minori still hanging nearby. I really do expect Sky and Scroll, though, to just continue to stick to their guns, play out their own games. It's been a little bit more passive, but when they needed to pop off in those in-game circumstances, Kata, they certainly delivered.
Yeah, you can see they're 10 points ahead of Minori and Darkos at the moment, holding on to that top 3, but one game is all it takes to disrupt that leaderboard. Good news is they have once again continued to play incredibly consistent throughout the early and mid game. The end game is what they were struggling with at the start. But once they found their rhythm, they have now been playing incredibly well to maintain that top 3. Chat Flexi on the other end, we talked about it. They looked strong at the start, now have fallen short. One good game could be all it takes to put themselves back into top 3. And with 3 eliminations already on the board, this could be the one.
I was definitely impressed, though, by the level of discipline that was exhibited by Captain Nico, because it's got to be so tempting to just want to establish, like, who's going to actually be considered the better fragger in that instance, and yet, hey, if I go down right now, that's going to leave my duo in such a terrible position, potentially even ruin our chances at having a decent end game, and they just didn't want to take that risk. I think it's the exact kind of mentality that experience is certainly starting to showcase in their levels of play.
Argentini are leaders of the pack currently. They have played very aggressive once it reaches that end game. You can see with the 4 shockwaves in the inventory, even the Flowberry, they are ready to once again do what they can and take that high ground. But this is going to be difficult if the zone ends around here. Pink Hero, though, have decided to drop down.
The real success metric, though, has just been who's consistently been making decent placements in those end games. And we have non-stop seen the likes of Sharktini, Sky Scroll, Potus Iasen now trying to throw their names into the hat for this one, but they'll have to be wary of where Sky and Scroll are currently situated. They clearly want to try and defend their position, not allow any sort of team to get comfortable facing up nearby them. A bit of hillside strategies from Pablo and Chino, though. They don't have any eliminations, but can expect that to change at a moment's notice when it comes to these two.
7 zones appeared. Reboots are now disabled. With 16 duos up. This is where it starts mattering more. I can see Darkos and Minori too still in the same exact spot for the past 2 zones. This is a duo, by the way. 1 placement away from being top 3, and they don't have a single FNCS Finals appearance. Similar situation to Twek and Midro. So it means everything for this duo right now, being just on the cutoff of qualifying to the Elite Series Championship land, battling for another big prize pool of $1 million and even taking home part of the prize pool today. So I'm very excited to see if they don't let the pressure get to them, because they have more than what it takes to make it happen, and this is a crucial game for them.
It's less about letting the pressure get to them and more about what the lobby decides to do to you instead. Pablo under heavy fire here by the entirety of the lobby. Sky Scroll also looking to see if they can be added to that count. They'll have to pull back for a moment. Scroll did get pretty heavily tagged up. Now the Shockwave's forward. They want to try and establish a position more towards that front side of the zone. But this is going to start to get real dicey for some of these other teams that are kind of trailing behind. Chino and Pablo looking to go to the opposite end. But they'll have to skirt by Deemish, Darm, handful of others. Pablo and Chino, though, they've gotten what they were after. Recognize the fact that they might even just be looking to try and set up play for catching a team rotating through the low ground off guard. They have a really solid hold on this current edge position, though.
Yeah, the issue with this type of position in this format is they can try and get ahead of zone as it starts moving, but if they're not using a lot of maps, they have that risk with the shockwaves, the crash pads, the players just landing right on them. So it's almost safer to kind of stay put and take shots at those players rotating in instead of trying to stay ahead. Unless you're ready to use a lot of those materials, it was a very prime position that you can get to. Darm and Deemish, though, are going to be the ones up above right now.
Not something that we're used to seeing either. It's been very difficult for teams these last couple of lobbies to truly solidify themselves on these high ground takes, but Darm and Deemish, they are looking to go all in currently. Sato, Momsy, now experiencing quite a lot of pressure here, and Sato even gonna get knocked won't be able to be revived by Momsy. Unfortunately, this is looking rather dire right now for Momsy. He's just forced to continue pulling all the way back. Wants to still try and maintain somewhat of an elevated position, but when you're a solo, it is only a matter of time before someone comes tearing down your walls, trying to look for an easy scoop on some elimination points.
It's gonna have to clutch up. Mitro, Twek in a similar situation. They cannot afford to go down yet. Placements have not even started coming in. Twek and Mitro get split up. They're gonna be forced to regroup without shield. As pressure is on now, Darn Demon still doing a great job of holding above Chapter. Looking to see if they can chop it down. They're unable to. They forgot the connection is now they're forced to go on ahead with the knowledge for Demus and Darn that there is a duo looking for it.
The way they keep looking up though, and the way that Chap's holding on to these last couple of shockwave grenades, almost seems like he's just waiting for the green light from Flixie, but teams continue to chop out floors underneath. Pablo Chino now playing through the ultimate low. Men's grenade, it's going to be the last of their white heals. They're going to have to depend on a refresh or just outright eliminating players for that siphon. Currently, Devish Darm still holding on to height. They've definitely been getting lit up along the way though, but Sky just sends himself flying too far behind, but they are burning through their Mendes grenades. Doesn't matter though, is Pablo able to take down Shark? That could be the opening they needed. Pablo now just tarping like a menace forward, trying to make sure that nobody else is able to punish them from behind.
Pablo, you know, they want to take that crown. Teeny now the only one left. They're currently holding that #1 spot on the leaderboard, but if Teeny cannot clutch this out, they could quickly fall short as Pablo's doing what he can to hold on to the low ground players. Every single wall he's on, he has to be careful as the Memphis grenade has been played. A little bit of time to breathe as Teeny's looking for an angle. Doesn't connect to the pump. It's a 22, but it's not going to be enough.
Disastrous though for Devish and Darn. Darn's been eliminated. Sky and Scroll, the Danes have now overthrown the high ground, and they're just continuing to try and build up, but Red X for a moment seemed like he was going to try and steal it away, but he'll be forced. Shockwave out of there. Sky, Scroll, now just steady pressure application. They are looking to force these lower layers to fight against each other and not even have a chance to look at them. Devish can't go any higher. And even from that secondary height, Teeny has just a sliver of HP to work with, but nobody seems to notice that he's a solo playing backside of zone. Can he get the finish? Can he get the siphon? Sure enough, Teeny one more time, just holding on long enough, but still, Tagata, he can't burn through. That's going to be the end of his life from Asa. And Pablo Chino, not going to be the next duo looking to try and command low ground.
Currently in third place, the issue is second place duo is also still up, and they are in the clouds, raining down below, and all the players in the mud as Deemish now tries to get ahead, but the materials run low, the openings come through. Pablo Chino doing what they can to take action on these final players below. Sky and Scroll, you can't get nervous again, you need to take this one home, everything's in your favor, the shots continue to revolve. Pablo Chino have to make something happen, 4 shockwaves in the inventory, no more mats. The shots are connecting. It's now down to a 2v2, height versus low. Once again, can they close this one out?
Sky and Scroll seem like they've got everything in their power to bring it back, but we've seen Pablo and Chino steal it away from them once before. Sky gets the knock onto Chino. It's only Pablo left standing. Sky has been waiting just a moment before taking blame on that siphon, but Pablo, one more time, can he get the job done? Is he just a top 3 solo clutcher? SCG's is waiting to find out along with us because Sky, Pablo, dropping one more time, but it's gonna be all Sky, turning it around in the final moment. It was a great attempt there by Pablo, but this time they are on the receiving end, and it'll be a Sky Scroll Victory Royale.
A chance at redemption is what they were given, and they capitalized on it, not missing a shot this time around, securing that deserved victory royale. Reese, Frank, and Levin, take it away.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so however we go, still trying to make a claim for the top 3 clutch and not quite giving us the evidence we need there, but it was a close run thing. However, when you're up against both Sky and Scroll level, it's definitely a very difficult wall to climb.
I was really excited to see the rematch go into fruition, and it was funny because it looked like a similar thing was going to happen there again, right? Where you have, you know, the knocked body, you get the finish, okay, I got the cypher, I got the match, and I use it to get the advantage. But this time, Sky able to make up for the wrongs of previous games, Reese.
Yeah, I think it was actually really interesting. I was watching, and as you see both players go against each other, I kind of thought this is easily going to Pablo's team because Sky and Skrull have been playing high so high at that minute to avoid obviously being shockwaved out. That it just looks like if you're just going to spray them out, it should be absolutely free for them. But obviously they managed to drop down very, very safely. And I think the big difference maker here is the fact they're already on 126 mats. They played this so good, and then they get another refresh there onto Minori. So by the time they take height, Sky's pretty much still got capped mats already, so he's able then just to play out the entire rest of that game before it came down to that 2v2.
Yeah, I think the biggest compliment I can pay these two is a lot of the times you watch them and it looks like they just have so much time, right? And that isn't luck, that's by design. Like, that is their ability to read. And so they can make the right decisions to put themselves in these positions to win these games. And, you know, another win.
What about these guys? We do have to take a short break when we come back.